Okay, hi. Let's see. You're listening to Rachel. We're trying to get the connection back again so she can come online. That is my guest. So she can come online and join me live. And okay, I see her. Yeah. Okay, I see you. Live with her now, so I can. She actually just joined us back, and I hope this time the connection is actually better.
Is it
Hello.
better?
Yeah, it's better. I can hear you.
I can hear you
Yay!
too.
That's awesome. Good to have you back. I know the tension. Yeah. So how are you? How you
I'm
doing?
doing great. I'm doing great. How about
Nice.
yourself?
Oh, awesome. It's good to have you back. So
Likewise.
tell us, who is Crescentivity? One red talk. Let Crescentivity tell us who she is.
Okay, so a little bit about myself. I came to the United States in 2000. Then I was 14, so you can do the math. I'm very old. But growing up in Nigeria, I did always see like the problem that I faced, as well as my brother and sister having sickle cell crisis. So when I got
Okay.
here, you kind of think it would be better, but it's really not at times.
Mhm.
But I wanted to do something to change that, the stigma, the kind of treatment that we receive, how we can, live longer and have better health outcomes. And so about a year
Okay.
ago, I started Creativity. And, that whole purpose is pretty much to cater to sickle cell stakeholders. So it's not even just people that have sickle cell, but what about people that even care for people with sickle cell? Because they also have problems that they endure as well, like, mental challenges and stuff. So I really just
Mhm.
want everybody that have a role to play in catering for people with sickle cell as well as the patient all the way to like the pharmaceutical companies to be
Okay.
involved in doing practicing patient-centered care. And so that's how creativity came about.
Awesome. Awesome. And so far, I see what you do. I see your work. Woo!
Thank
Nice
you,
one.
thank you. Baby
Okay.
steps.
Yes. All right. So let's go to the topic for today. We all know who Creativity is. Okay, she's a warrior like me. And there's a saying here in Nigeria. Okay, warriors keep saying when they go abroad, they feel the treatment they get abroad is better than the treatment we get here in Nigeria. They feel the doctors over there no better than the doctors over here. Now you have tasted both words. Okay, you were here in Nigeria and then you relocated outside Nigeria. So you're in a better position to tell us how true is this. Do we have all the better doctors there who understand sickle cell more, who have and here in Nigeria where we have doctors who are treating us and having it in mind that sickle cell is kind of a tropical disease per se. So you're in a better position to let us know how true is this.
Well, I can give a yes or no answer to that. So I'm going to approach that answer in two aspects. I'm going to use my own personal experience as well as other people's story that I've heard. Because what
Okay.
I found out is like my own personal experience is actually different from others. I've
Okay.
heard story where people were in the emergency room here in America for 4 or 5 hours and they passing out from sickle cell pain and they were not attended to. I've heard story of people going to the emergency room having to dress up, in suits and makeup just so they don't look like a drug seeker and they look professional and know what they're doing so they will not be stigmatized as a drug seeker so that way they can get care faster. However, from my perspective, I am blessed to have a great hematologist that I feel like she will break a back to get me the care that I need. So I haven't experienced those kind of things. Like this is the person that, write a note for me for my insurance to allow me to go out of network just so I can see about different cares that they have in different states. So not everybody have that. And also for the care, okay, so there was a survey that was done for about, I think, 3,000 family physicians, and they were asking them, how comfortable are you treating somebody with sickle cell? And only 20% of 3,000 physicians were comfortable to sickle cell disease. So
20%.
I won't necessarily, yes, 20 that they can treat that. So I won't necessarily say healthcare provider here knows better, because I don't think they do. Because if you even look at the training curriculums that they use in medical schools to train people, you know, before they start practicing, they only talk about sickle cell for an whole hour. Mind you, you're in medical school for like 7 years, and then you're going to do your residency and everything. For you to only talk about sickle cell for 1 hour at the most, that is
Wow.
ridiculous. I don't think you know enough. Like, sickle cell is a multi-organ disease. You can't just say we're going to talk about it for an hour and then I'm going to send you out and then, hey, you're a doctor now. Go treat people with sickle cell. That's not how this works. So I won't say they know better. I think Nigerian people have the capability to know better, but they just don't do better. There are rules and regulations here that's supposed to prevent certain things and the way they treat sickle cell for them to be better. Like, for instance, the one that passed out in pain, waiting for 4 or 5 hours in the ER, that should have never happened, because there are rules in place that prevent something like that. And there's also the racial stigma. There's racism and prejudice when you do go to the ER with sickle cell pain. So, like, you know, they kind of teach the healthcare providers what to look for whenever people approach you. So as a sickle cell patient, you know, you're always told, always know your hemoglobin, know your bilirubin, know your platelet counts when you go, and know the medication that works for you and the dosage. So that way you're not wasting time, you know, them scrambling, trying to figure out how to trick you. But the training that the healthcare provider receives says, if you get a patient that knows, oh yeah, I use Dilaudid, that works for me, and I need 2 milligrams, that's a red flag. Like, wow, how do you know that? You're not supposed to know that as a patient. So no, you're a drug seeker. I'm not going to give you that. That is the way they train them. But so we get 2 different trainings that clash. And, you know, when people come and say, well, I use Dilaudid and 2 milligram work for me, not only do that send out a red flag, and they will shock, I mean, that will shock the healthcare provider, because when you say you use 2 milligram, 2 milligram for sickle cell patient is okay. For a normal person, they can die and pass out, because we tend to build at this high tolerance to pain medication as well. So a normal dosage for us is not a normal dosage for a regular person. And that alone in itself scare healthcare providers. So, you know, they're thinking about, well, if I give you 2 milligram and you die, like, that's on me. That's my license. So there's so many different factors that's pulling in the treatment area that kind of make it difficult for both the patient as well as the healthcare giver. So I won't necessarily say they know better. I don't know how extensive the training in Nigeria is, or maybe looking at the curriculum, how much they talk about it. I will assume that they talk about it a little more than 1 hour, because I mean, that's the fastest growing, you know, genetic disorder in Nigeria. I think by the year 2025, we're supposed to be reaching 300,000. So if we're supposed to be reaching that and you're not talking about it more than an hour, that's a problem in the healthcare system.
Wow.
I presume you can hear me. I see your mouth moving, but I do not hear what you said.
Definitely. That's shocking. That is shocking.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Oh, okay. I
shocking.
hear that. I heard that now. Yeah, I think
Just for
it's
one
just
hour.
that also has a lot to do with the way
Wow,
can position
wow.
itself to the word. Because they have this image of like where I am
It's
mighty and
sad.
we're the best in everything that we do. But when you live in the environment, you start seeing a lot of
Okay.
flaws, then like it's the problem.
I can hear you. It goes on, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. You say it goes on and off, but you can hear me.
Not again. Hear
I,
me?
I didn't
But
hear
I
that.
hear
No.
you. I hear you. I
You can
hear
type in the
you.
comment section. I will respond to your message in the comment
Oh my
section.
goodness,
Type in
not
the comment
again.
section.
Oh wow. Okay. Can you say something? You said?
Type in the comment section. I will respond to your question in the
Okay,
comment
now you're
section.
breaking. Interesting topic, funny enough, but
Here.
oh wow. Network is. Can you hear?
Hey, Mr. Jimmy, I hope you're doing well. He said he cannot hear you. Yes, I heard that.
No. Wow. Reconnecting. I was trying to reconnect back
Oh
to the
yeah.
live
So
page, but I don't know.
actually recently
Network is
another thing that I was
kind
seeing
of
is like, how now they are doing this protest about racism. So I started seeing a
okay.
lot of posts of sickle cell patients here, and they were pretty much saying like it's still racism. It's like a picture of them like laying in bed, but they just kind of like it's still racism, but it's just the venue that's different.
Can hear
Because
this.
like they experience a
Okay.
lot of that stigma
Are you
when they
hearing
go
me
to
now?
the
Can you hear me
ER,
now?
that Black people don't experience that
Okay,
much pain,
sorry.
or
I
they
think
can
my network
tolerate
was
more
kind
pain
of
than
funny.
white people. So that's
All right. So okay,
because they're darker. I don't know.
just go ahead and say what you're saying.
It doesn't make sense. Even even like if you're a pregnant Black woman, you're less likely to get. It's just what they do. I don't
Okay.
know. If you're a pregnant Black woman, you're less likely to get pain meds during your labor than if you're a white woman that is about to deliver. It's everywhere. So they get that stigma for one reason or the other. I don't even know where that originated, but the assumption is just that we are able to tolerate more pain than a white
Why?
person can.
Why? Why?
So, like they might either give you
Why is
like
it like
lower
that?
dosage or something. So like I've started seeing posts like
How
that
can
where
a skin
people with sickle
color
cell are
cause
relating
you
their experience
feel?
in the
How
ER
can your skin
to
color?
the old George Floyd protest as part of the racism
How
protest.
can it
And I
tell?
thought that was also kind of interesting because it's just like it's something you never really think about, but it's like at what point in your life do you think Black people can tolerate more pain just because they're Black? Yeah, I saw that post and I actually Yes, I can hear you. I saw that, and actually, it's like more than it's more than that. I was following this statistic.
Wow.
Can you hear me now?
Wow. Wow. So,
There's a post that I was actually following a little while back about people with sickle cell that are having it. There are more people that actually survive COVID-19 with sickle cell than people that died, which I thought that was very impressive. Now, I don't know the care process because the data that I was following, of course, they were de-identified, and so I cannot tell what their treatment process entails. But I would love to know what kind of treatment they use for someone with sickle cell to be able to survive such thing. I think, that would be something interesting to look at. Given the timing in between and knowing that this is still ongoing, it's kind of hard to say or speculate anything yet. But another thing that I would also like to see is kind of like the how the damage of COVID-19 will later on impact people with sickle cell. Because there's like a lasting damage. Even people without sickle cell were already experiencing, they have heart problem or they're more likely to develop lung problem. And as someone with sickle cell, you already have like organ damages from crisis.
exactly.
So how would that
Exactly.
impact or would that
I was,
speed it up? You know what I mean?
I
So
was,
those are the kind of things that I would like to see, but we can't tell now since it's still going on.
no, for now we cannot tell. And funny enough, sickle cell warriors are actually coming out stronger from COVID-19. Maybe because we actually face something similar to that when we're having our crisis. I do not know. I'm just saying. Because, when we're having crisis at times, we can have crisis of the lungs, we can't breathe, we need oxygen, we have back pains all the time, we have pneumonia all the time, you get it. So I feel maybe because we actually go through things like that when we are having crisis. I'm just saying, I do not know, I can't back it up, but I just feel, maybe that is why they're coming out stronger, kind of, because it's something like a daily crisis, or when you go through crisis, you experience that. And here in Nigeria, malaria, we're always having malaria. When you're a warrior, you have malaria most times here in Nigeria. I don't know. The sickle cell warriors over there experience malaria because I know there was a time on Facebook, I went on Facebook, and some warriors abroad were like, if you have sickle cell, you do not experience malaria. And I'm like, hello? Because here, having malaria is like the in thing. You need to have malaria when you have sickle cell. Trust me, you must suffer malaria in Nigeria. You understand me? So I think you need to highlight that a little bit because you're over there. So I don't know if they don't have malaria there, and we have malaria here. So I don't understand, because there was this argument, we're all going back and forth, back and forth. So I don't know. Could you please shed a little bit of light on that?
Okay, so the origin of sickle cell is actually like it came about because like a lot of people in those countries that not the continent that have it were having a lot of malaria. So for them to cure malaria, sickle cell was created because they knew that the parasites that causes malaria cannot live in sickle cell. So technically, if you do have sickle cell, you're not supposed to get malaria.
Sorry, I need to cut you short. Did you say sickle cell was created?
Well, let me use the word mutation. I guess that might be a better word. Because that's why,
Okay.
if you notice, the word mutation would be the correct word. So if you notice, it happens in India, Africa, and Asia, I meant to say. Those are like the prominent areas. If you also notice, those two continents are like end in end with malaria because they're developing countries are there. And, there's just not a lot of, maybe sewage control or septic tanks. And there's like a lot of water that just, environment that breeds mosquitoes that will create malaria essentially. So that's how, the mutation of sickle cell came about. But I think now maybe people in Nigeria are getting, people with sickle cell in Nigeria are getting malaria because I think things change. Just like people evolve, diseases evolve. There's different mutation that will occur as time goes on. So to say
Okay.
that maybe you cannot get malaria if you have sickle cell, I think now that stereotype has changed. I don't even want to call it a stereotype. I think that mindset has changed because I think it worked back then when it first, started, but I don't think that it worked now because there's different mutations. Like everything is changing. Over here, like in my environment, I'm not exposed to a lot of mosquito breathing things around me. There is no dam, there's no water or dirty water, anything that will produce or embed a lot of mosquito production. I don't have it. I don't
Okay.
know of anyone here that has malaria, but I'm not saying that it's not happening or doesn't occur. But I don't know of it.
Okay. 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 Well, I will take that. Yeah, I will take that because I guess there's environmental influence in that. You understand? Because here in the tropics, malaria is like, oh, come on. It's like just a
Yeah,
butterfly.
yeah. I find that interesting too. But when I was reading about the history of sickle cell, and then that's how I find out about the mutation that happened, like sometimes before Christ or after death or whatever, like years ago. And that's
You
then
see
was
that?
saying it's just
Sorry to cut you short. You see the word mutation, okay? Now, mutation. So when we're talking about mutation, I think we should say more about mutation of genes, right? Because when you look at mutation, the context of mutation, like a mutant, it gives me another idea. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when I want to hear the word mutation, I prefer mutation of genes and all of that, not mutation and the full concept. I hope I'm right. Are you understanding me? So people don't get
okay.
it wrong.
So when
Aha.
you say mutation, everything mutates. Even COVID that just started like 6 months ago, they already noticed some
Okay.
mutation in COVID. So it's not just human being and their gene that
Yeah.
mutates, but if you think of disease
Okay.
too, think about how you mutate as human, right? The same thing happens with diseases. The same thing happens with infection, bacteria, viruses. All of those can mutate as well. So like for example, it was I think maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, there was an outbreak of gonorrhea, right? But like 2 or 3 summers ago, there was this new trend of gonorrhea that was not curable. Like all the medicine that they had before that was treating regular gonorrhea cannot treat this new mutated gonorrhea. So that's just the
Okay.
way it works. So everything changes. Even mosquitoes can mutate. So every single
Okay.
thing can work because, and also remember that whenever these viruses or infection or diseases mutate, they're mutating to extend their lifespan. They also want
Okay.
survival. So they're
All
mutating to
right.
get better and live longer. And
Okay.
from doing that, they kind of like want to do something that they never done before. I mean, I don't think they go out and do it on purpose. I don't know. I don't know how these diseases think, but it's just kind of like to put it in perspective. That is how it works.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna ask you one last thing. Okay. Now, I talked about something where you have people saying the Black Lives Matters. People are going about talking about Black Lives Matters. We're saying no to rape and no to that and no to this. What is happening in the sickle cell community? How about sickle cell life matters? I mean, I don't know if it's just me because I know my life matter. I know we've lost so many people in the sickle cell community, and they just went like that without being known. There was an issue I saw about a lady who has sickle cell that was beaten to death. There's also another story I saw about a lady who has sickle cell and was raped, and she later found out she has HIV from the rape. And there's another one who was actually raped too. She had sickle cell and she was also raped, though she didn't contact HIV. So I mean, what is going on in the sickle cell? Are we doing anything for ourselves? Our voices, is it loud enough? Because every day the numbers keep increasing. Nobody's saying anything. Like people are not even hearing our voices. Nothing is being done. So I don't know. Is there any plan at all for people in Nigeria or people over there to come join us so we can voice something else? We can have a rally too. We can be out there saying, please do something for the sickle cell community. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from, okay? it's Black Lives Matters. Yes, say no to raping of our women, raping of our children. Sickle cell life matters too. It does. It matters to me. I'm passionate about it because of the kind of pain I go through, and I know you are too because of the type of pain you go through. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're not doing enough, and we're not doing anything, if you ask me. So I think so much more can be done, but I'm going to tell you why there isn't. So definitely here, I know the issue is about money. Sickle cell does not make money. Nobody's giving it attention. They would rather treat like specialties here, hematologists, when they do blood disorders, they will focus on more of like leukemia, which is, blood cancer, blood of the cancer. Cancer of the blood. Sorry, I said that backwards. They will focus more on that rather than focusing on sickle cell because that's where the money is. That's what sells. So
it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Definitely, that is a major factor. That is definitely a major factor here. In Nigeria, I think it will be different. So our life definitely matters, and I think we have a lot of talent in sickle cell community. We have a lot that we can offer, and it's actually like I don't think it's an untapped gem in a way because there's so much stuff that they can develop and create and look into, do this research and develop so much more stuff that will become profitable. But I don't understand why or what the endurance is. Well, I think I kind of do actually. The reason they may not want to do it is because one, here it's small population. And for them to invest that much money into research and development for that small population, whatever they come up with is going to cost a lot of money. Knowing that sickle cell population, about 80% of them lives in poverty, who is going to pay for all that money if they come up with a treatment? So that is the math behind it from like a, pharmaceutical or insurance perspective or point of view. Okay. That is how it works. And we also, sickle cell patient and family, I think we do a lot of injustice to ourselves because the stigma still remains that, oh, you have sickle cell, you can't let people know. You can't tell people that you have sickle cell. Exactly. They start hiding you. And, you kind of grew up in that environment too, and you think that is normal. So, as you get older, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want people to know. So the question now remains, if you're hiding and you don't want people to know, how do you expect the government or policymaker to implement anything that's going to benefit you or, improve your health outcome? See, if they don't know that you exist, they can't do anything about it.
Exactly.
So you need to speak up. And then also another thing is like, if we see people that are doing it, you have to support them. I think that alone in itself lacks in Black population anywhere and everywhere. We lack unity. We're selfish.
Yes,
we're compassionate but very selfish. Yes. And that alone in itself is the power that I think the white men know everywhere, and they use it against us every single chance that they get. So until we know how to voice our opinion and we can stick together and we know for a fact that we can do it and not, back down for anybody, that is not, nothing is going to change. You know what I mean? That is what is pissing me off about this whole protesting thing, Black Lives Matter thing now. It's like, remember like how many years ago when Kaepernick was kneeling for the Black people and all the Black players would not kneel with him. I'm like, it's only 50% Black. It's not even 100% Black. It does not have to kneel for you if it doesn't want to. It's not 100% Black. But you that you're 100% Black, you do not want to take a knee because you're worried about your paycheck. I understand you got to feed your family, but you already make enough money. Like you can survive on what you have right now if you want to. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And if all of you do it, they cannot fire the entire football team. It's impossible. They can fire all of y'all in the middle of the season. But Black people are selfish. period. So we need to unite. We need to be able to speak up, and we need to make a change. And we also need to know what is causing problem in us getting better treatment. What are the issues? And we need to always show up, maybe it's like the Capitol Day or whatever they are, whenever they're doing the policies, we always need to show up and say, this is what we need. We need you to do this. We need you to implement this policy. We need to da. Whatever it is, we need to break it down, and we need to know and voice out.
Exactly. Because even here in Nigeria, is a huge problem, because I don't know if we've ever talked about this. The sickle cell community here in Nigeria, we're not even with one voice. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. This I've been here more than you, so I know what to do. You don't say what, you just started. I know more than you. It's not about knowing more than me. It's not about starting before me. It's about the voice. What are we saying? What is the message we're passing? You understand?
Right.
One is saying no, do your genotype test to avoid more. One is saying no, it can be managed. It can be managed, and half of the population is dying. How come the management is not stopping the death? Do you understand? So it's like we are not even united in the sickle cell community here in Nigeria, and it breaks my heart. You understand me? So when I see people, like you said, all Black Lives Matter, what about our lives? Doesn't matter, even to us in the sickle cell community. Some section is saying, you need to make a law for people AS and AS not to get married, so they don't give birth to more kids with sickle cell. So I'm saying, no, you're infringing on your human rights. And I'm asking myself, the child that is going to be born, does that child not have the right?
Right.
I don't know. It's just,
See, it's hard to educate people that have. Okay. Let me walk that back. See, there's a problem in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I think culture and religion and tradition is taking over. Like, in a way, it's kind of like almost a brainwash type of thing. And that is taking over scientific fact.
Wow.
That's like, maybe, I don't know if it's like, this religion leader, how much power they have over these people, and people cannot think for themselves. I think that also gets in the way, or like, okay, this is our culture, this is how we do things, that gets in the way. Because, you talk to people and they was like, well, it's cultural for you to do this, or they will say like, oh, I went to the pastor and I pray about this, and they say nothing will happen. I'm like, but if you're ASA, it's AS, a lot of things will happen and go wrong. This ain't prayer stuff. You cannot pray that away.
Pray it away.
So, and that's what doesn't make sense. It's like, how can you tell me somebody close their eyes and pray for you, a prayer that you could have said for yourself, right? But you have something on paper that says ASAS, and this is not realistic enough, but somebody that closed their eyes, that have nothing to show for it, can tell you everything will be fine.
You can
How
imagine.
does that make sense? So it really doesn't. But I think maybe like baby steps on Nigerian government part, because I was following this Kogi senator, and he has a bill about genotype testing, and pretty much banning the marriage between people with the trait.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think like you said, if the sickle cell community in Nigeria were united, I think that bill could have been so much better and be more extensive and more detailed. Because it was only 4 pages. I'm like, you cannot propose a bill on sickle cell and just put 4 pages of stuff together. There was no research. There was nothing to back it up. I'm like, what did you contact? So, I sent the email. I'm waiting. Maybe they will respond or not. I'm going to send another one again. But I want to know, like, there's so much stuff. They didn't even acknowledge in that bill. They did not acknowledge thalassemia. So beta thalassemia or like SC, none of that was acknowledged. They've only focused on just SS, as if there is no different form of sickle cell. So
because
that alone was like, yeah, so just like it's crazy. But the fact that they actually thought about it to say, okay, let's create a bill. I'm like, okay, well, I give you credit for that. Maybe that is baby step progress.
Wow. Well, we hope with time it gets better. And we hope with time you're going to come over to Nigeria so you join the voice and, you know, we'll do something for the sickle cell community. Then, you know, we need to be represented. We need to be represented in the House of Assembly. We need to go to the House of Assembly. Something needs to be done. People are burying their children every single day from sickle cell disease. At times, when I get some messages, I'm scared to pick up my phone. You understand me? I'm scared to pick up my phone because I know what I'm going to hear or I know what I'm going to read. You know, there's some certain people, when they call you, you get scared, you get worried because you know you're not going to hear something really good. And it's too much. It's becoming very traumatic for me, okay? So I need the voices. This is not about foundation. This is not about NGOs. This is about us coming together as sickle cell warriors. We need to do something. It's high time we need to do something for ourselves. And I know a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people are still hiding. Your parents tell them, keep quiet. Don't say it out. Don't let people know you have this.
Even in America, people are still hiding.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so there was a research and presentation that I did, and they evaluated people with sickle cell in New York of different ethnicity, I think Dominican, Jamaican, and stuff like that. And half of the time, those people do not want you to know that anybody in their family, even more than half of the time, I don't remember the exact percentage, more than half of the time, those people in Jamaica and Dominican, they do not want you to know there are people in their family that have sickle cell disease. And this is America. In what, I think that research was done in 2018, 2015 or something like that, as recent as that, and it's still going on.
Wow.
So we are our own problem, essentially.
I think so. Yeah, we are our own problems. And however, the society is not helping because even though when I came out, before I came out, I knew the kind of stigmatization I saw other people who actually came out before me what they experienced. And I told myself, you know what, I'm not going to say a word, man. I'm going to die with this. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not going to tell nobody that I had this. But it got to a point I said, no. How long am I going to keep this? I have nothing to lose. You know, because I was tired of attending burials. I told myself, you know what, this is not about me anymore. I've gotten to the age where I don't even care about myself anymore. I care about the unborn kids. I care about the young ones who cannot even, they can't express the kind of pain they feel. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And it's shocking people tell you, my faith will change the blood type. Why did this faith not change your own genotype before getting married? Where was the faith? Why did you change your AS to AA before getting married? To have kids or AA, you understand? So it's a sad situation. And in Nigeria, the lab doesn't even help too. The laboratories give fake results, some give real results. So it's chaotic, honestly. I just hope one day there will be a solution to sickle cell in Nigeria because we are producing more and more and more every day. The research is silly, but we're producing more. And it's painful.
It really is, and I totally agree with you. But when you said that the labs are giving fake results, now that got me thinking. So let's say, assume that this bill in Kogi State passes, right? How would they even enforce this bill if there are already labs out there that passes fake results, which I'm pretty sure they probably have guidelines as to them not doing it. So what is the guarantee that this bill will even work and be implemented correctly?
You know what? A lot of labs need to be shut down in Nigeria. To start with. A lot of labs need to be shut down in Nigeria. They need to be closed. I mean, without even thinking twice, you just shut it down. Do you understand? Because they are all about the money. They're not even about your real genotype, results. A lot of people, before they traveled out, the lab told them, oh, I'm AA. And when they travel out of Nigeria, they do their test again. They find out they're AS. Hello? Yeah. So a lot of people here, they go to the lab tells them, oh, you're AA, and they get married. And the next thing they give birth to a child who has sickle cell. And they go back to that same lab and redo the test again. And that same lab that gave them AA now gives them AS. And you're like, what is going on? at the expense of the life of your child. So honestly, a lot of labs need to be closed. They just shut it down here in Nigeria. So if that bill can even move, then we need to start visiting labs. I don't know if it's what they use in testing. I don't know if it's the machine. I don't know. Whatever it is they use, but honestly, we need to start shutting down a lot of labs in Nigeria because they are also one of the major problems we have here. We have so many people with sickle cell disease. The laboratories, oh, a huge problem. Trust me, they are. Well, because most times they tell you, oh, the lab told me, they gave me the results AA, but when I gave birth to my child is AA. So you're not confused because you go there with so much vim, like how, and the next thing they just tell you the lab, and you're looking at them, you're oh my God, but all the same. That is what, yeah, that's Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you, and well.
Oh, that country. Woo.
It's sad, but we're still moving forward. We are moving forward. And this COVID-19, a lot of sickle cell warriors needed relief. They needed help, financial help, food, and all that. But honestly, I didn't see people coming out remembering the sickle cell community. Funny enough. But I saw people going out there, oh, we're going to visit this poor person, we're going to, so it's like, we're on our own. That is the word. We're on our own. Nobody cares. And it's heartbreaking. Even you do not have, as a warrior, you don't have to start giving the little you have. You understand me? To other warriors. And you can't go out there because you're scared for your own immune system. And someone is crying on the phone, I cannot feed. And you look at your account, you're still like 5,000 naira. And this is someone on the phone crying profusely. You're like, okay, let me just send you 1.5. And as the call is ending, someone else will send you a text. Oh, please, I'm using free MTN text to text you this place. I can't call you because why? I can't feed. They just keep lying, and you're wondering. And you go on social media, you see people are giving out, but you're wondering, what are they giving to? What are they giving to? People lining up, they're actually giving them stuff, but nobody's thinking about the sickle cell community. We are our own problems. Because we have warriors who have money. Even if they don't want to come out, they should support. They should send to some organizations, or just look for someone, a voice or something, someone who's out there, okay, say for the sickle cell community. But no, because we're hiding, nobody is speaking. Those who are embezzling money with NGOs are just busy embezzling. It's a crazy world.
It really is.
The communities, you're wondering, where are the NGOs? Where are the people speaking for us? And where are the people we're speaking for? Because you're busy hiding in the wardrobe. But even if someone too also was okay, say help your people, but who are these people? You tell them to do a video. Oh, I can't do a video. I can't do a video to show appreciation because I don't want people to know I have sickle cell. But you want money. You want their money, but you don't want them to know you have sickle cell. So it's crazy. So you as a third party in between, you're confused. You don't know what to do.
Right. Because if you show up to the people that will make changes and you say, well, we got these people and we want you to do X, Y, and Z, and then nobody's behind you to say these are the people, then you have no leg to stand on. Nothing will be done.
They're giving you the look, oh, maybe she wants to steal the money, or maybe he wants to steal the money. Right. Because I don't see nobody behind you. I mean, why they're mounting pressure on you, we need help. Okay, come out, the help is there. Let them see you. Oh, no, I can't. So, it's just like, it's a roller coaster. It just goes around. Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. But anyway,
we have a lot of work to do.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much. You can make a time for this. It could be a Red Talk. And I see what you're doing. The last time you came to Nigeria, all the way, and you came to do some research interviews and all that. And to me, I'm like, oh wow, you know, she went outside of Pandora's box, and it was really, really kind of, to me, relieving, soothing, encouraging, impressive, and interesting. So, yeah, thank you so much for being on Red Talk. I really appreciate you, and keep up the good work. And if possible, if you can help us with, you know, the things they do over there for warriors who actually survived COVID-19. I think if you can get the information, I would appreciate it. Okay, so we can see how all of us here can also, you know, key into that and be resistant COVID-19 because I'm scared to go out.
As we all are, but I just try not to be like all freaked out about it in a way. I still go out, but it's not like, you know, I'm out here partying, but you know, I go to the park. Where else? I go to the stores, and I think that's about it. I went to the mall one time.
Wow!
I can't drive myself crazy being in here 24/7, and now I have no TV either. It's like I'm gonna go nuts. I need noise.
Oh my God. But it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna survive. We're gonna survive. We say thank you so much for joining me. So just give your last words, you know, for people who have sickle cell here in Nigeria. What do you think they can do to, you know, just keep themselves going and, you know, not lose hope, and just understand that although there are other warriors like them out there, they shouldn't keep hiding. You know, hiding doesn't help issues. We need them to speak.
It definitely does not. If you have sickle cell, I would encourage you to talk about it. Because even just holding it in, like, as its own, you know, issue, it's like, you know, the stress and the mental problem that can come from it. And so you're not just even like just helping yourself, but you're also helping others. And, you know, when people hear your story, it's very moving. I mean, like, for me, for example, like, clearly I'm not supposed to be living long enough to be in my 30s, but now I'm working on my PhD, and then, you know, I have my own NGO, and I'm also trying to start another business on the side, and I have a full-time job. Like, you can actually live a normal life. So your life can be the example that you want people to see. It's not a depressing thing. It's not a death sentence unless you make it a death sentence. So you know, there's power in numbers. So if you come out and you say this is what happens or whatever, or maybe if you don't want your identity to be shown, there's a way. Be like Baja or something, wear a mask, I don't know. But you just need to get people to talk about it. When people start talking about it and people start hearing about it, then we can actually make a difference, because Nigeria is going to become a very sick country. Like, we have really high rate of HIV, really high rate of sickle cell disease. Like, so in 30 years, 40 years from now, what do you think that country is going to look like? Look at the global impact that is going to cause, right? So there's just a lot of problems. So that means you can't go out and say you want to marry somebody that doesn't have some kind of either genetic disease or some kind of, like, you know, sexually transmitted disease that might be detrimental to your life or your children's life. So it's really worth discussing, because think what it will be the future of the next generation if you decide to keep quiet.
Let's not even go into all that. I'm very scared. I'm actually scared. Even going, when I think about that, my heart starts, you know, pumping fast. I really don't want to go into that right now. So, okay. Well, so the message is save the next generation. Let's just put it that way. Exactly. Thank you so much for joining me on Right Talk at Creativity. My BB, Beauty and Brains. You know, that's what I call you. Beauty and
Thank you for having me. It's exciting. We have a lot of things coming up. I'm working on different projects, and I hope I can really make a difference in that country.
Yeah, please do. We need more voices. We need more hands on deck, you know, and we need it from people who actually suffer and who go through the same thing. You know, having a voice and not feeling the pain is different from feeling the pain and having a voice. You understand? Right. So we need people who are actually going through this thing. They experience it every time and they have a voice. I think it's going to make more impact in the society. That's what I believe. Okay. And so having your board also, we're actually, you know, we're happy. We're happy to have your board too. Thank you so much for joining me on the talk, and I hope we do this more again some other time. And do not
Definitely.
forget our thank you for the advice and thank you for your last words. Have a great day, darling.
You
God bless you. I
too.
love you. Yeah.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was Taya on creativity. She, joined us on the program, and I would say she did a good job. She, added a little bit of spice, highlighted the fact that she doesn't really think doctors over there treat sickle cell more than doctors over here. So we're happy. And these are doctors here in Nigeria. You guys are doing a good job. We're not saying you're not doing a good job. You are doing a good job, but we just need a little bit of, more, Oliver Twist. When you're in that pain, you're feeling that pain, you're having crisis, you just want the pain to go away. So you want that urgent treatment, and not just urgently, you want a good treatment, something that's going to keep you, for another day and another day and another day. So you can just call Oliver Twist. So you've been listening to Right Talk, and my name is Samantha. Samantha Adesai sang with them, founder of Voice of Adesu Sickle Cell Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep a date with me same time next week on Instagram Live on Red Talk. I'll be here with someone else to talk about things that concern sickle cell. Have a great day. I love you. Bye. I don't.